Mississippi, it's Sally Kate Winters, Family Services. Don't forget, you can text SuperTalk 24 to 41444, SuperTalk 24 to 41444 to make a donation. Let me tell you the story of a 16-year-old male from Lee County. This is someone who was serviced by the Runaway Homeless Youth Program. Her mother was kicked out of housing and began passing her around to family members for shelter. She eventually became homeless and entered the Runaway Homeless Youth Program. She was able to stay in her school of origin and received medical services and individual and group counseling. We welcome to the program now Angel Fason, instructor at Mississippi State University in the Department of Human Development and Family Science. Yes. So, Angel, tell us how you guys at Mississippi State University work with the Sally Kate Winters Family Services Organization.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. Yeah, we have a program at Mississippi State where we are helping our students be better prepared to go into child advocacy work. And so we teach, one of the things that we do is through a course I teach called Perspectives on Child Maltreatment. I actually bring my students here to Sally Kate Winters for a field trip, and they get to tour the center. They get to look at the forensic interviewing room. They get to really meet with some of the staff here and learn what it's like to be a part of this program. The other thing that we do that's really been successful is that we have interns who come, and you just spoke with Sophia a few minutes ago, who was one of our first interns here at Sally Kate. And we actually have 2 here this semester. And so those students actually get to come here and finish their education program through a 12-hour internship program, which is basically a full semester of work for them. Wow.
Mm-hmm. So how important is the work that the folks do here at Sally Kate Winters Family Services? How valuable is that to our community and to our state?
It is absolutely one of the most valuable things that we could have in this community. We know that child abuse statistics are very high, especially for a nation like the United States. Our numbers are not really that great when it comes to child abuse. We are seeing a slight decrease, but there's still way too many. And so having people here who are advocating for children and being helping families to come in and be able to get the help that they need is just absolutely one of the best things that we could do.
Now, in your work and the work of others in this discipline, do we understand sort of the core causes for child abuse, why this happens, and how do we address that to prevent it?
Yeah, we do. And one of the things that we talk about in our classes is what are the risk factors and what makes a child more likely to be in an abusive situation, and that can vary across. And if a person has risk factors, it doesn't mean they will be abused, but it makes them more likely.
Sure.
And so that is one of the things we're trying to do is address it from a prevention standpoint rather than an intervention standpoint, because we know if we can prevent it, then we're going to have less problems for those children and families later on, and there's less need for intervention.
Are we learning more about that, making progress on
that? I think we are, and that's one of the things about the Child Advocacy Studies program that we are trying to do. One of the goals is actually to eliminate child abuse.
Sure.
So, yes, our students are learning more about what that is, but also we have to get that information out to the rest of the community and the rest of the state. And I think that's what all of this work that Sally Kate does and the other programs you've heard about today, that's their goal, is to get some of that prevention out.
Do we need to get just the average person more aware of this issue? I just don't feel like that it gets talked about a lot, and that they're aware, and maybe in doing so they would become perhaps more active.
Yes, absolutely. I think so many times child abuse is something that people don't want to talk about, and we think it happens only in certain communities, and that's absolutely not true. It happens across all socioeconomic statuses, and we need our people to understand what definitions are, what it looks like, and what the negative outcomes are for children. So I think we do need to do a better, and that's why we have this month. April is Child Abuse Prevention Month, and that's one of the things we do is to bring awareness.
What about just recognizing the signs of possible child abuse so that someone can speak up?
That's right. Yes, absolutely. That information is out there, but making sure people see it is where we've got to do a better job, making sure they get that information and have access to it easily.
Is there anything you feel like you need, Angel, from a legal perspective, law, anything that our legislature could do, law enforcement, our justice systems, to address this issue?
Absolutely. That's a really good question. I absolutely think that we need more legislation out there to protect our children. Although I know it's out there, but I think we could definitely do more.
Okay.
We could be stronger in that, and making sure that all the people who are working these fields are actually doing the job that they are supposed to do.
Okay, so sometimes I think we have laws, but maybe we don't leverage them the way we should.
Right.
To prosecute these crimes and as a deterrence, if for no other reason at all. Angel, appreciate you coming on. Thank you. Angel Fason, instructor at Mississippi State University in the Department of Human Development and Family Science, has been our guest. It's time for a break here on Middays. Top of the hour means Fox News. SuperTalk News is up next, and then it's Pooja Chinook and Bruff Sanders there with Sally Kate Winters, Family Services. Bruff Sanders, a Mississippi Promise Act donor and previous board member. We're coming right back in the Element Well studio in West Point, Mississippi.